Halo 5.
It's gonna suck!
Wait.
What's the deal with Halo 5? That's the new intro.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
Halo 5.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, probably.
Already. It's not out. Feck doesn't know why. Feck?
I am Jon Snow.
Feck
Explain.
is a dirty.
know nothing.
He's a dirty. Hold on. Dirty. Plays fucking PlayStation like a fucking scrub. So he doesn't know anything about Halo.
Yeah.
Alex, do you care to tune us in about some Halo 4 shit? Whoa, how is Halo 4?
How is Halo 4?
How is Halo 4?
Well, opinions vary. If you're IGN...
I'm sorry.
If you're IGN, it was the best goddamn game ever, and you have more sex with it than your own wives. But if you're anybody else, it was slightly disappointing. And if you're Ethan Mead, if you're Ethan goddamn Mead, it was the fungus on your foot. Thanks for
that I stare at
Feck.
every night.
Yeah.
And wish it didn't exist.
Yeah.
How is Halo 3?
Are you asking me like ironically?
Yeah, no, Halo 3 was good. Okay. We need to put it in context for Matt, the filthy, dirty PlayStation player.
I mean, I was also never into Halo. I couldn't finish Halo 2.
Yeah, but
I got bored.
I hate Matt.
Wait, but no, wait.
Sorry.
Halo 2 is the only game I played through because when I was in
You played through Halo 2?
Yeah, when I was in 6th grade, me and my friend just like every day after school we just went to his house and played through.
As everyone
co-op.
did.
Well, not every day after school, obviously. But
no. That brings me to my first point, which is fucking split screen, and how Halo 5 is not gonna have split screen.
Yeah, that was a really good segue, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
how does that work? Like, because they still have like co-op, right?
Yeah, but it's online now.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice segue.
Yeah.
Thanks for the mode of transportation.
Yes.
Also, good way to go from one topic into the other.
Matt Feck created the segue.
You're welcome, America.
He brought peace to malls.
Did you like
everywhere.
my segue joke? Did you like it? I made it just
Oh.
God damn.
Okay, yeah. No, but Halo 5 is not going to have local split screen. I think that's the...
Do you want me to read the quote?
Yeah, I do.
The wonderful, wonderful quote.
Yeah, we're going to start off with a quote today.
It's a long one. In a recent statement, Microsoft said that the decision to remove all split screen modes in Halo 5 Guardians is meant to ensure that the gamers get the best... That's right, Matt. The best Halo experience thus far. The company went on to explain that the development team at 343 Industries felt that a split-screen experience would compromise our gameplay, design, and visual bar that we have painstakingly worked so hard to raise and set.
Well, that sounds okay.
Mm-hmm.
They just have us
again.
in mind. Wait, what did you say?
I said he clipped the microphone again.
So
that's
yeah,
why we call him Ethan the Clip Me. Anyway, yeah, no, that's a bunch of horse.
So they're not gonna have split screen because it compromises their painstakingly hard to set visual bar.
Yeah, what I assume they mean by that is that like they have a problem with split screen because it splits the screen.
Because yeah, it physically cuts the screen.
And so you have half the pixels to work with at that point, which is like a fact. But like, I feel like people don't. What's the word? Care about that. Like, you're not playing a
That's a hard one. I feel ya.
You fucking giggle over there, Matt. Fact. They're not doing split screen. They're not doing Blitzkrieg Bop over here to try to fucking. Nobody's playing split screen co-op, right? Local, to be like, look at these amazing goddamn graphics that are on my side of the screen. Yeah. like intrinsically, we've known for years that like. Co-op involves like splitting. No one likes a smaller screen. It's a fact.
Yeah.
But somehow co-op still remains popular and survives, even though nobody likes that they have to share a screen.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Because you're
it's
right
fun.
fucking next to each other. Yeah, having a good fucking time playing the video game. Yeah.
I feel like people forget that like
fun exists.
Yeah, like I feel like that's the point. Because like me and Ethan, like in preparation for this video, looked up a bunch of like tried to remember the story of Halo 4. And so we looked up a bunch of shit for like 40 minutes, and we still could barely make heads or tail of it. Like that's cool, but like that's not the point of a video game. Like the point of a video game is not to have like a complicated story, big characters. It's just to have fun.
Not
at the end of the day.
A video game though. We're talking about console video games.
Yes.
And like
true.
from the beginning, like that was the idea that you play a video game by yourself, right? And then you have a friend come over and you also play that video game. And co-op kind of like makes it so that you can do it at the same fucking time, and that's great. That's what console gaming is, and that's what it evolved into. Like the height of the 360, in my personal opinion, was fucking Rainbow Six Vegas 2. You get two people together just killing terrorists.
Which was a opening title for the 360, I would like to point out. It's a launch title.
Really? That's a launch title?
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Vegas 2 is a launch title for the 360.
Wow, we went downhill.
You didn't know that?
Wow, no.
Yeah, it was one of the first games to come out for the 360.
No way. It seems like it
Wait,
came
yeah,
out.
hold on. I think Rainbow Six 1 was for the Xbox 360.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It probably is one.
Let's
I'll look
just-
this up afterwards.
Yeah,
put in, like,
whatever.
An annotation or
Does
whatever,
not matter,
right?
but that's like that was the high point. The high point was when you had friends come over and you play the fucking video game,
We
and
just
it was
did that
great.
with Last of Us.
Yeah.
Well, but that's not... We did single player, not co-op.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you
oh,
still have a friend
sorry.
come over and you play, like you guys are switching off.
Yeah.
Like that's the pinnacle of video gaming.
Yeah.
Let me tell
Console
you,
video gaming. Sorry.
Last of Us is a good time. Am I right, fellas? It
Not
makes me
Much
feel
depressing.
fun
so
and
happy at the
happiness.
end.
Not
to be
depressing
had.
as shit at all. Fucking, yeah. So no, like, especially since, like, I don't know, just from... I feel like me and Ethan's perspective, too, is because, like, I don't know, the basis of our friendship back when we were like 13 or whatever was
it's
like
co-op gaming.
My parents wouldn't let me play Call of Duty, so I'd be like, Ethan, we're going over to your house and
We're gonna
playing
play some
fucking
fucking
Call of Duty. And we would sit and do that and not talk for like hours and just
and
stare at the
kill
screen
people. Yeah.
I thought you guys were just gonna not talk.
and not talk. Yeah, just stare at the screen and slit people's throats for
And see,
literal
like-
hours, and then maybe stop to have bathroom breaks and eat a
Oh,
little bit.
that's not where I thought that was
occasionally.
going.
I wore a diaper.
I was gonna make a gay joke, but then
Yeah, I thought you were.
I know I saw
Yeah,
it, but then it was
yeah.
too obvious because I saw it in your eyes.
I don't know. My respect
I
is
saw the
dwindled
gay in
for
his
you.
soul.
I don't know who you are anymore. Not
Halo
making
5.
gay jokes. Yeah. Okay. Going back.
Halo 5. It
Yeah,
brings
Halo
out the
5.
gay in you.
So this new generation of
Official
consoles,
tagline.
I'm
Yes.
starting to enjoy because I'm seeing the games that are coming out later this year, and I'm fucking ecstatic.
Fallout 4.
Yeah, Fallout 4. Let's all get a clap. Stop clapping. Okay.
I love that dog mechanic.
Shut up. Halo 5.
Fuck up. The new console generation has been bad.
Yes.
For local split screen, local co-op,
And
local
also just bad.
anything. Yeah, local anything. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what market do they think they have? Because they can't compete for that kind of like solo online experience. Like
From PC,
yeah, PC's got that cornered. PC will always have that cornered.
Yep.
So as a console, what do you have? You have the fact that two people can sit down and stare at a TV screen. But if games start cutting that out, what's the future of console gaming?
Yeah, it's weird because like that's one of the main things that was always like a thing is that games have 4 controllers. Like
Yeah.
consoles have 4 controllers. Like you can use that to have parties where you bring 3 other people over and have fun together. Oops, hit the mic. Have fun together in a game space where you're sitting and playing, which you can't do on a computer.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fucking. There aren't 4 keyboards.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
And even if there were, monitors are too small.
And,
Like,
and even if you have 4 computers in a room, you'd just be like, wait a second, why don't we just, we all go home and we just play from our rooms? That's a lot easier.
We do Minecraft LAN a lot.
That is true.
But it's a little
that's-
different.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
And also, it
We
doesn't
are
help our
sinless.
point, so...
Yeah, so we're gonna errat that.
I'm gonna edit that out.
Yeah,
in post.
post-production. Thank you. Jimmy, get on that.
What's the intern's name? Oh, fuck. Oh.
Jim?
Jim, thank you.
Yeah,
I can't believe I almost
Jimmy.
forgot my own running joke.
Guys. Come on, guys. Me and Jimmy are close. So I've been worried about that since the beginning. But Halo 5 cutting out their local multiplayer?
Yeah.
That's like all of their franchise, I feel like.
No, yeah, it's weird. It's like hearing that, I don't know, like Mario Kart is cutting out multiplayer. like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
Super
it was
Smash
just like-
Bros. Is now only single player on the fucking
I remember like
Wii U. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
when I was very little, before I even played Halo, some of my really young friends that should not have been playing Halo, but still did, like, that was their main thing about it, was that it was fun to play with other people. And I remember it was the shit.
Yeah.
It was the reason, like, I feel like, I don't know if this is true, completely based on opinions, not facts, which is the best way to live your life. But I feel like Halo was a reason, like a big reason that you see a lot of these little kids playing M games nowadays.
Yeah.
Is because they grew up with Halo, and everyone played Halo. That's why Halo was great.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you go over someone's house, like, you want to play a video game? Yeah, what do you got? You got fucking Halo. That's what you got.
That's what I did. That's what I did.
Yeah, see, you don't even own an Xbox,
Yeah.
and he fucking did it.
I didn't own an Xbox until I was 17.
Hell yeah. No,
Yeah.
this is what you did. The reason I bought my 360 is because I wanted a personal copy of Halo 3 to play at my house. Like, Halo was local-based God. And to see 5 drop it, it's like 343 being like, yeah, fuck your roots. This is our game
and also,
now,
like,
bitch.
because I assume what they're actually doing, because obviously the fucking graphics thing is a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah,
Like, no one actually believes
it's
that
garbage.
because it just comes with the territory. It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Mm-hmm.
I assume what they're doing is that, like, they're seeing, like, the trends of, like, people who are our age and older, like 20s and up, you know? Like, a lot of them are just playing by themselves online multiplayer. So, like, all right, we'll just do that and they'll waste their time on the other stuff.
Yeah.
But they're forgetting that there's this whole new demographic just turning 13 who's now going to be like, where's my fucking Halo? Because they want to do that shit. Like, no 12-year-old is going to sit and play alone. Fucking, I mean, they will, but, like, you know, not nearly as much as, like, you're going to get 4 12-year-olds in a room clamoring to shoot each other with fucking Halo plasma. So, like, it...
And honestly, I feel like that's giving them a little too much credit. I think, personally, I think they're just fucking lazy. They just rather fucking skip out on it.
Harsh. Yeah,
I mean, looking at their last game, they know that they're gonna lose everyone within the first 5 months, so they're just gonna fucking leave it out.
Too real.
Yeah,
Too real,
and
but-
it's probably another case of, like, they're like, yeah, they're skimping on that to focus on, like, how long the story is gonna be, or, like, maps or anything, but, like, a lot of AAA games have this problem these days where they're focusing on these specifics, and they're making all these specifics really good, but in doing so, they're kind of losing track of their core design philosophy.
Yeah.
And also, they don't have enough time to, like...
That, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think about, like, I'm trying to remember how far apart, like, 3 and Reach and 4 came out.
Oh god, like 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years in between.
And
each.
so, but, like, 4 and 5, like, when did 4 come out? Like, 2 years ago?
Yeah, not that long.
Yeah, like,
2
it
years ago.
seems to be
2
a
to 3
much
years
smaller,
ago.
smaller cycle than is normal for
It's
Halo.
much-
Yeah, I feel like 3 came out, 2007.
And I feel like it's kind of
I
a
wanna say
byproduct of,
6.
like, the AAA market's making less money.
Yeah.
So, like, we have to push
Well,
these
it's-
games out faster,
yeah.
but it's like a
I
negative
also-
feedback loop of, like, they're pushing them out faster, so
I
they're
think it
getting
just
worse.
goes to,
So
like-
they're, like... So they're getting worse, so they are losing money, so they want to push them out faster, which is making them get even worse,
Yeah.
so they're losing more money, and it's just not going to stop until,
It's
like,
just that whole, like...
our great
it's-
god Bethesda comes
just
down. It's like, no,
straight-
bitches, this is how you do it.
It's just, like, straight corporate efficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just take time out of it and you gain money.
I'd be willing to get about half as much volumes of games as we get right now if you could be, like, assured they're all going to be quality.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
if Watch Dogs had taken, like, 2 more years and been great, I don't think anyone would have had a problem with that. Like, they pushed Uncharted back. Naughty Dog did, because Naughty Dog is one of the, like, 3 good game companies right now, along with Bethesda and probably some other third guy.
I mean, no one's sinless.
I trusted
Fucking
you,
Elder
Rocksteady.
Scrolls.
You betrayed me, Rocksteady.
I mean, it's more Warner Bros. Fault than Rocksteady,
True.
but, like, still.
It's
They
a
let
lot
it
of-
happen.
It's all fucking Warner Bros. Fault.
Yes.
From what I
Actually,
heard.
it's, yeah. Rocksteady didn't do the PC port.
I still
Like-
feel betrayed by
They're doing it
Batman.
now. Apparently, they gave the PC port back to Rocksteady and like, you guys do this, because of course.
Yeah.
Again, nobody would have been upset. I mean, some people would have, but like, not really. Most people would have understood. It wouldn't have affected your sales. Main point. Would not have affected your sales to push Arkham Knight back like 4 months.
It had already been pushed back, don't you remember?
Yeah, that's why they didn't want to push it back further. But push it back again. Like, how long has Uncharted 4 been pushed back? Like 5 times or something
Who
by now?
knows?
Like,
Countless.
and like. Fucking Bethesda didn't announce Fallout 4 until they had like
They
an
knew.
almost
Yeah,
complete
they
copy.
knew. Yeah.
Because you don't hype that shit, you don't talk about it. Like, also, like, Fallout 4 has been done a really good job of, like, quote-unquote hype, because their hype hasn't been hype. It's been like, hey, look at our game.
Yeah.
And we're like, wow, that looks cool. I'd like to have that. Like, that's how marketing works. And I feel like a lot of people forgot. Like, fucking look at Watch Dogs. Like, Ubisoft was all like, ooh, it's all shiny, look at the slow-mo, and, like,
Yeah.
all this shit. And then it came out, and it was just, like, gray. It looked like a mid-level 360 game, which is, see, that's the thing. If that game had come out without the hype, it would have been fine. People wouldn't have been great with it, but it would have been like, oh, that kind of sucks. Nobody would have cared.
Yeah.
But, like, because they hyped the graphics, and the graphics came out were, like, average, It's not like they were bad. They were just average. And people were like, what the fuck? And
Yeah.
What were they like, Alex?
what the fuck?
Thank you. I didn't catch that.
16 minutes. What the fuck?
And now we have nothing else to talk
No,
about
and
forever.
No, it's not even. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. And so yeah, getting him back to Halo 5.
Yeah, getting back to the core.
I feel like this is just symptomatic of just like what the game industry is doing all around, is like focusing on the wrong things, and not even that, like letting certain things distract them from the core of what draws people to their games. You know, like nobody goes to Halo for just jumping and shooting.
Yeah.
They just play Mega Man.
Oh. I could do that.
Jump and shoot?
Oh, in real life? Just like leapfrogging around.
Frogging around.
Leapfrogging.
That's my new sitcom.
So yeah, getting back to more specific complaints about Halo 5. Now that
Sorry.
we've ripped apart the entire industry, we can talk about the explanation of the fucking multiplayer. It's just a testament to the shitty, just all-around game that
If
they're
I
about
remember
to put
correctly, the old Halos didn't have an in-universe explanation for multiplayer,
No,
right? Because you don't need that shit.
No, it was like the great thing about 1, 2, and 3, maybe Reach, you can include Reach, why not, is the fucking mystery. It's just there, and you played it. There were no questions asked, you enjoyed it, you know? And now they're giving this weird explanation for it.
I also like the fact that, like you look at the main game, right, and you're like Master Chief on this pretty like solemn journey filled with like a lot of religion and themes and this kind of like it feels like it's like a legend, like an epic, you know? Then you switch to multiplayer and like it's the same guy, but in this almost like silly arena.
Yeah.
Like obviously the game's not taking itself super seriously when you get like when you kill someone enough times, you like overkill. Like that's not like a fucking like mystic like
a hammer
Slayer.
just bashing bodies to the side.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's obviously taken with like a little bit of cheek. And
yeah,
so like
it's because it's there to be fun.
Yeah, exactly. And it's because it's like intentionally taking like those like mystic elements from the main game and being like, well, those are fun, but let's ratchet that up to 10.
Yeah.
And like put like 8 of those together and see what happens. And it's exciting and it's fun and you shoot
I think you touched on it with like the whole serious comment. It's trying to bring that seriousness in a way to the multiplayer, because it's like you're training, you know, you're in this simulation with we watched the beta footage and I almost vomited when you start off on the map and you do like a pre-scripted walk up to that, what the fuck is it, like a conveyor belt? It shoots you into the arena. Like, what?
It feels a little
disgusting.
I said this to you, and I'm still struggling with finding a way to quantify it exactly, but it feels really Call of Duty. And I've always looked at Halo and Call of Duty as being similar, but like having like
a distinct difference.
And distinctly different design philosophies. Like they're going for different things.
You never see a Halo map in Call of Duty, vice versa.
Yeah, no, Halo maps are specifically designed with like brutalism and like flow in mind.
Yeah, because like a Call of Duty map, you want to feel like you're in a battlefield, and so it's destroyed and it looks real, and it has kind of like they are built, like there's definitely a lot of architecture that goes into them to make sure that like certain rooms, you know, flow easily, and there's not like, you know, one corner that you can just sit in and fucking kill everyone. Like, but they're made to feel real. Like, whereas Halo maps, are just, it's like 100% architecture.
Yeah.
It's made to feel cool, to flow like perfectly.
Yeah.
And that's
for like economy
difference.
of space and motion and just like ability to move around.
Yeah, exactly. And also the gameplay mechanics are a lot different, whereas in Halo, you just jump around and you point and shoot. You know, you don't have the whole aiming thing. You don't have taking cover coming into play. Up until 3, you didn't even have a sprint function.
Yeah.
It was very different the way you played it.
It's also much more vertical.
True.
The way you play Halo is like there's a lot more jumping. Because you don't jump in fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah, that goes back to the whole game mechanic. In Halo, you can jump like a whole person high.
Yeah.
You know?
In my experience, I've never been like, you know, I've never high level Halo played, but like at least at the mid level, a lot of people start off gunfights by first jumping into the air to make you harder to hit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, especially when you're first getting into it, that's like the first strategy you realize is that like it's a lot easier to kill people if you're above them.
Yeah, exactly.
You shouldn't try it, Anakin. He's got the higher ground. So it's just a different play style, but it seems like they're just trying to.
I think that's what the problem with Halo 4 is. Like it's
weird.
It's fine to have it like both ways. Like, Call of Duty is good at being Call of Duty, Halo's good at being Halo, but the problem with Halo 4, which is the last game that 343 put out, so it's all we really have to go on right now. The problem with the last 343 game was it was this grotesque hybrid of Halo and Call of Duty, which already isn't what the fans are going to want. They want Halo. They want it to feel like Halo, and they already missed their mark on that. But the problem was you had custom classes, and everyone had sprint. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot of difference. It will to, Halo fans, but to non-Halo fans, the problem with custom classes is that it ruins the flow of the maps. Because usually, everyone starts out with the same exact thing, and then they use the map. They go to different spots where they know guns are going to spawn, and then they change their team's advantage. If you get the rocket launcher, you now have the advantage. On a smaller scale, if you get the battle rifle, maybe you're better with the battle rifle. You get an advantage. With the custom classes, especially with the bolt shot, which... let's all try and forget the bolt shot. But the bolt shot was basically a pistol shotgun that you could spawn with. And it was basically the greatest gun in the game.
Yeah.
You didn't need anything else. And the problem with the bolt shot in custom classes was you put the bolt shot on every single one of your classes, you spawn, and guess what? You don't have to go search for a gun. You got your trusty handy-dandy fucking bolt shot right there with 4 shotgun blasts ready to just wreck people up.
Yeah, it's so cool, though.
Yeah. Okay, the other thing. Fucking everyone having sprint. Reach had sprint, right? But it was an ability. It was an ability that you chose to spawn with. And if you didn't choose it, you get like a jetpack or something else.
Yeah, I was saying also an ability balanced with the other abilities.
Exactly. Since everyone had sprint, the maps had to be fundamentally different. Those small kind of like symmetrical, really well-designed maps didn't work all of a sudden because everyone had sprint. So it was getting really claustrophobic. People could get to places faster. Everyone could. In fact, you could get there faster and then you have a fucking jetpack on top of it. So the architecture had to be fundamentally different to like compensate for this. And so what you ended up getting is these symmetrical maps that now have to be expanded to fit this new, faster gameplay, this more Call of Duty-esque type of thing. And it ruins these maps because the point is that they're small and symmetrical and easy to get around, but now they're big and just they feel wrong. It feels like everything's either a gigantic room or a really long hallway. And that's disgusting. It's horrible to play with, especially when you're playing with like a Call of Duty character, essentially. It like doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
It feels dead.
Like, it's weird. Like Halo seems to be moving towards Call of Duty, and Call of Duty seems to be trying to move towards a more Halo-y thing. So I don't even know. We're just gonna get a big mishmash of gray. So gray-brown games. Gray-brown 5.
I've been trying not to pay attention to either lately.
And also Destiny is kind of like both, but with MMO elements.
Yeah.
Like
and the funny thing is a lot of people trash on 343 because they should. It's the bane of existence. But if you think about it, looking at Destiny, would Halo have been in good hands with Bungie? Because like Destiny kind of fell prey to a lot of things that Halo did. It's just Destiny wasn't trying to be Halo.
Well, it was Bungie and Activision.
Oh, that's right. Wait.
It was both of them.
Activision did Destiny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bungie and Activision both.
Okay.
Together, yeah. Which is why everyone was like, oh my gosh, the two big shooters come together. Like,
yeah.
And then, it came out and it was good, but, again, the hype kind of killed that game. But
yeah. But the real thing that I was trying to comment there is the graphics. A lot of people think Destiny is like an unfinished game, and it's not. The graphics are just, it's the same problem that we're having with Halo 5. It's taking gameplay out of the equation and, chopping that off for more space for fucking amazing graphics.
Yeah.
The graphics in Destiny are amazing. But I'd rather have shittier graphics for more Destiny gameplay.
Totally.
And that's a huge problem that Bungie has already fell into.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, this isn't what this episode is about, but, like, aesthetics are a lot more important than graphics. But, like, just, like, the way the game looks and feels and, like...
Yeah, I think you just touched on a main problem with, like, everything, is that graphics are replacing aesthetics now.
Yeah. Yeah, having a consistent feel and like style to your game will always be significantly more important than making it look shiny.
Yeah.
Like if your game is like a cluttered, claustrophobic, 1080p, 60 frames per second mess, it's still gonna be a mess no matter how shiny and high def it is.
It looks.
You can just see how messy it is now.
Yeah, exactly. And so
high def trash.
So people are exactly. No, exactly. That's like the way you could describe a lot of AAA games. So people are like, it's also a problem that I think people are I think this is more of a production problem on the production side as opposed to the development side. Like, producers are looking at successful games like Call of Duty and Halo, and they're like, let's take the good elements from Halo and the good elements from Call of Duty and mash them together. But they don't realize that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because the good elements of Halo only work because they have the framework of all of the other elements. When you start taking pieces away and just take the good elements, quote unquote, it doesn't hold up in different frameworks.
Yeah.
Like, the level design of Halo and the like mechanics of Call of Duty wouldn't work together. Even though I personally like the level design of Halo better and the controller design of Call of Duty better, you shoved the two of those in the game and they don't work together because they're not designed off each other. I feel like people are forgetting that you have to design a game from the ground up as a total package and not just take things from other games you kind of like and shove them together. Like, because that doesn't work.
I think 343 commenting on just the actual company themselves, I see an issue with like a lot of these franchises not necessarily being revived, but almost like hijacked in a way where it's like, all right, you know, Bungie's not going to do our fucking game, so we're going to hand it to this new guy and he's going to fucking take it on.
Yeah.
And that's just awful. It always ends bad. Look at the new Arkham Knight or whatever. How Warner Brothers gave the PC port to just a different fucking company. Like, it doesn't work, you know? You need the people who are actually designing the thing to know where it's going to start and where it's going to end, you know? And Bungie wanted Halo to end after 3. And I believe they got pushed to make one more game, and they made Reach. And then they gave up. They're like, no, we're done. You know, we fulfilled our contract. We did the games you wanted. It's over. Yeah. And Microsoft was not happy with that, and so they gave it to 343. And thus began.
Things like that are just like, you're asking for disaster. I'm sure they exist, but I can't think of a time where a situation like that ended well. Like I said, like, because so much of these games are the core philosophies of the people creating them. Yeah. So when you take that away, you take something that, like, and I feel like people will say this, have said this about 4 and will say it about 5, is like, you get something that looks like Halo. Like, you look at it, and it's like, if it was played as a movie, you'd be like, yep, that's Halo. But then when you play it and you get into it, something just feels hollow and, like, wrong. Yeah. Yeah, like, it doesn't sit right. And a lot of people can't quantify it, but I think what it is that it starts from a different place. Like, the beginning pre-production boardroom meetings are different, and they just, like, slap Halo skins on it.
It's like a fucking, like, stage production of it all. Yeah, everything.
And so, like, which isn't necessarily bad, but, like, you have to design your game in such a way that, like, it makes the differences clear, right? And a lot of it has to do with, like, not just, like, copy-paste. Like, you can't expect people to, like... You can't expect to, like, take the exact aesthetic from Halo 3, slap it on Halo 4, and then have people not be upset when a lot of the other things are different. Because, like, you're taking, like, a main staple of the game and then just, like, corkscrewing a lot of the things that are underneath it. And so it just feels incorrect at this point because you have, like, a certain, like... what's the word? Relation in your head with, like, it looks like this, so it should feel like this. So if it looks like that but feels like something else, even if that other thing is good, it's not gonna feel right when you're playing it.
I agree.
It's sad. It's sad that it didn't just end, you know?
Yeah, so many things just don't know how to end. I think we talked about this earlier.
Well, humans don't know.
We talked about this. We talked about this in relation to Last of Us because they're making a Last of Us 2, and I was like, I swear to God, if they use the same characters, I'm gonna punch a baby in the face. Like, if it's not a different story, I'm gonna be really mad because Last of Us 1 ends perfectly, and I swear to God, if they fuck up that ending by making a second literal sequel game, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, if they do a lot of other characters, fine, because that universe is ripe for storytelling. But, like, if they use Joel and Ellie again and just continue from where they left off, I will fucking punch a gun. God damn it. Anyway, but yeah, no, people, like, especially just, like, producers, just like, well, I made money, let's just keep doing what we're doing it. Like, completely ignoring the fact that will usually just make it bad.
Yeah, the focus needs to go on, like, not making more of them, but making something like it. Like, looking at Halo and being like, you know what, that was a great game. It was a game that had a good story, great local multiplayer, and just had, like, the perfect aesthetic. And they're like, all right, we need to make another game like that. Instead of just making more Halo 3 clones. You know, they need to seek out, like, people who have creativity. And some people who can make something like that again, but in a different way. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, because I don't mean to say that every, like, new game with an IP needs to be the same, because that's just as bad as, like, utterly changing and making it hollow, but like you need to find that balance, and that's where the artistry comes in. That's why we don't just have computers making these games.
Yeah,
that's why
exactly.
you still need people in them.
Yeah,
because like finding that balance is
they,
hard.
they bring the life to it.
Yeah,
you know, and you can't have any life in something that was given to someone else and being like, yeah, make something like this but different.
And better. It needs to make more money.
Yeah.
Better graphics. Better graphics.
Yep.
Well, that's all the time that we have today.
Yep, that's why Halo 5 is doomed.
I'm glad I could put lots of input into
You know, the goal is to kill 150 of the enemies. Yeah, the end of the game, it was...
You just can't physically, like, do it. Like, it just, like, literally, Oh, I was so close to the 60